from the Clifford Still Museum in Denver, Colorado, and we have the artwork of just one artist named Clifford Still. The reason we're here today, that we came and joined you in your school, is because we're interested in what you all think of these works of art. And we want to work with you as co-curators for an exhibition at our museum in Denver. And we want to know your opinions about these works, which ones you're interested in, which ones you have questions about, which ones spark some emotion in you. And we want to include those in an exhibition down in Denver.
Whichever one you each choose, we're going to hang in the museum, and everyone will see the painting that you chose and hear your ideas about it.
So we need your help today in taking some time and looking at these works, spending some time with the works, and then sharing some of your perspectives. In the 1930s, Clifford Still spent some time here in Nespelem. He actually had an art program in the Nespelem School gym, which was a different building at the time, but probably right around this area, which is really exciting. And he made portraits of people in the area. He drew the landscape. You'll see a lot of places that you probably recognize. And then went on to create really big abstract works like you also see on the walls here, which are really more about, not so much about depicting people or places, but colors and textures and emotions.
The origin of this project, in my mind, was really organic in a meeting that we had with the Clifford Still Museum staff. They're excellent to work with. They're just, talking about different ideas, and we talked about how can we utilize this project to reach more people, and one of the ideas is like, well, how do we get the kids involved? Because that's one of the most important things, I think, in whenever you have a body of knowledge, or whether it's traditional or whatever, it's important. It doesn't mean much if you can't share it with the next generation coming up. So that was, I think, the impetus of like, how can we transfer this to the kids, and how can we get the kids involved? Thinking about how kids can create exhibits, and how, and how that can change with Native kids and their perspectives, I think is going to be a huge window of opportunity to gain insight to one another, as well as how we can start building more bridges.
This is their history that they deserve to address and speak to in their knowing. So often things might be represented or presented as in someone who engaged the people, acquired certain information or things, and left. And that becomes the official narrative of the people themselves. And it's minimal in the larger, broader cultural understanding who the people are, and what their values are, and what they care about. And so for me to work with the teachers, work with the students, connect with the community, allows us to see a living continuum of the people that were modeling, that sat for portraiture back in the 1930s when Clifford Still was here, to today. And in that, the cultural values, the understandings of oneself within their community and the place that we exist in still is here.
We're really interested to hear all of your opinions on his art and what you think of it and your ideas on it. And then we're going to take that back to our museum in Colorado and make an exhibition just of you guys' thoughts and ideas about his work. Is that cool or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Clifford Still exhibition has been awesome, seeing the confidence that they have. Like I can, from the very beginning, like I can see understanding what, the impact that they're having for this exhibition, and being a part of that, I can see a lot of confidence and pride in what they're doing.
You guys may remember these pictures. So this first gallery, we're excited to just start to tell the story of the artist, Clyfford Still, and also his connection to this area, Colville and Nespelem, and how he first met the people of this community in the 30s.
So we're gonna look at these artworks again this morning, and we would love to hear which ones are your favorites. And maybe you have the same favorite as you did last time you looked. Maybe you have new favorites. You still like the one you liked? That's great.
This was a whole new experience for me. I would have never in a million years dreamed that we'd be doing this with little kids. Like, I wouldn't have thought that you guys would have called and said, hey, you guys should curate a museum with us, and we're going to talk to all the kids. And so it's been great, to look at the pictures and to watch the kids' reaction. And even there was kids in here, like teenagers, we had them hanging on the wall, and there was no, like, you need to go look at these pictures and tell us about these pictures. They just like spontaneously went around and was looking at the art. So it was just nice to see that this interest in the arts is there and needed, and it's being, I don't know, I feel like it's being missed in some schools. And so I wish everybody could have seen that, like, this wasn't a forced experience. This was just natural, and the kids went right to it. I've seen a lot of kids lean in towards the abstract stuff, and I wondered if it was because they felt like they could make that. That's something I could make.
I think that young children are have some of the most creative ways of thinking about anything, and to get them in the habit of thinking about making art and being creative at a young age is really the best way to tap into that just genius creativity that children have.
Like, they're so awesome, and they're so just like full of potential, and like, they're just full of energy. They just they're just running all over the place, and it was awesome. But just being able to harness that and have them, put that energy on the canvas, that's what, that makes me just want to start like teaching. I never would have like really thought that, but like I was really like moved by it,
When we had our first presentation at Tribal Council, we talked about, we wanted to just briefly talk about Clyfford Still and the Nespelem Art Colony and those connections. And I think for some council, it was brand new information. And then once they saw how we brought, the Clyfford Still folks brought some of those portraits, and we had the families there, it really opened their eyes, and they're like, this sounds really cool. So they were like, yes, by all means, keep going. This looks like a really good project. So it was really informative, and they were really receptive. And then once they started hearing more details about how it could bridge the past of who we're about and the coming generations, they were really excited as well.
We have to work hard to bring that back, and our ways and our culture and our language. That's our work.
Who we are as a part of our community is the most important thing for us. How we contribute to our community. So it's a fabulous opportunity for me to engage with people that I truly respect, and an artist that I always identified with, especially in regards to the time that he spent here in the 1930s at the Nespelem Art Colony, and to bring, as best as I could help, the community here at Nespelem and throughout the reservation together again with representatives from the Clyfford Still Museum with the particular interest of really building community and long-term relationships.